Let's get a read of all of this with John Tamny, who joins us right now, Real Clear Markets editor, and Dan Schaefer, Schaefer Asset Management. First, on these political developments, gentlemen, I do want to get to what's roiling some banking issues. But, Dan, to you and what's happening now with this race that seems to be getting problematic for Donald Trump.
Well, I don't...
Dan, I don't think he is good. John Tamny is. John, what do you make of this?
Well, I think Trump's got to brag about it. I think he's first of all got to remind people that the reason we have this scenario whereby people don't pay taxes is because Republicans and Democrats have made a mockery of the tax code over the past 100 years. But I think he's also got to remind voters it's not good when people pay taxes. When we hand over money to the federal government, we get programs like Medicare that start out as $3 billion programs, but that will cost us taxpayers $1 trillion in just a few years. It's better if money is kept out of Washington than in Washington. We want more scenarios like this, not less.
Nevertheless, when he makes comments, as he does, that this makes me smart, avoiding taxes and that sort of thing, which might be the case, a lot of people chafe at that, saying, I don't have that same opportunity. And you sound really full of yourself saying that you do. How does that boomerang on him? Or do his supporters know this and they're not going to change because of this? Independents won't be moved by this one way or the other? What?
Well, I think he's got to come back with a more basic question. Why does the tax code discriminate against me and others just because we're rich? Why is it because we have billions of dollars that we owe more than you? Have we somehow taken more from the country than you have? Have we somehow given less to the country than you have? I don't think that's a good argument. I think Jeff Bezos has given a lot more to the country than I have, so has Donald Trump. I don't think they owe more in taxes than I do.
Well put. Stepping back from this, though, Hillary Clinton is going to no doubt mention this in her economic speech in Toledo, Ohio. There are indications that she has gained in a lot of polls since the debate. What do you think, as someone who wants to get this back on the issues, Donald Trump has to do, even his running mate has to do, to make this right?
Well, this may or may not come off well, but I think to thine own self be true. What is Donald Trump good at? He's good at insulting his opponent. He's good at the put down. When it goes to policy, even the ideas and proposals that he has that are good, he's not good at explaining them. He is, however, good at putting down his opponents. So he's got to bring this back to what he's good at, pointing out all the flaws in Hillary. And I think he's also got to point out how Hillary got her wealth. She got her wealth because she can move around a $4 trillion government on the backs of the taxpayers. He got his wealth in the business world, in the proverbial arena. Talk about that. Stop talking about this other stuff.
What about the Deutsche Bank, other stuff, the banking, other stuff, fears of a meltdown, other stuff? It dramatically affected the 2008 race. Do you think it could happen in 2016?
Well, it has the potential, but only if government intervenes. 2008 wasn't a problem because banks failed. That's a sign of capitalistic health. What made 2008 something globally scary was government intervened and created a great deal of uncertainty. It's the same idea here. Shameful of the U.S. federal government for going after Deutsche Bank. Let markets fix these things. But a bank failure on its own could never cause a financial crisis. Only governments, by intervening, can cause crises.
John Tamny, thank you very much. Very good seeing you. My apologies to Dan Schaefer. We just couldn't get that technically going, so I apologize for that.